There's going to be some changes to Gallagher Square at Petco Park after this season. Eric Grupner, CEO of the Padres, he was talking to Jennifer Van Grove of the San Diego Union Tribune yesterday, and the Padres announced that there's going to be a remodel, like big remodel of Gallagher Square. And so they're planning a $20 million remodel. I tweeted this yesterday. I meant to talk about it on the show yesterday, but my internet sucked, and maybe it still does suck. So hopefully this video turns out okay. And my phone ended up dying in the middle of the stream. So I apologize for that. But $20 million remodel of Gallagher Square after this season that will include an upgraded kids ball field, a new video board, a kid playground, and a viewing deck called the Tony Gwynn Terrace. The grass hill will be replaced by artificial. Now, before getting to some of the other stuff, the artificial turf topic was like a big one, it seemed like, on social media when I posted this, and a lot of replies and quote tweets and stuff, some comments on Instagram as well, thinking like, really? During the summer, the turf, that's going to be really bad. That's going to suck in the sun. And it might. I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about the artificial turf in the sun. I would assume that like during Sunday day games and stuff, it's just already hot anyway at Gallagher Square. At Park at the Park is what a lot of fans like to call it, because that's what the name was before Gallagher Square ended up being the name. I think that the turf, I don't know how big of a deal that's actually going to be. You know, the Padres, they are a business. It saves them money. It saves them water to have the turf in there, at least long term. Like, it's going to cost a lot of money, obviously, to put it in, but long term, it's going to save them money, I would assume. And it seems like there's going to be more room. Now, the design here, as you can see, like this like circle thing here with the concrete, I'm not the hugest fan of that. Might as well just have it all be turf here instead of be kind of that circle. But I do like the pathway between the Hoffman statue and the Gwynn statue. Like, I think that's cool. They're going to be calling that the Stitch, at least for now. And it really like emphasizes, hey, that's Trevor pitching to Tony. You know, what would happen there in that potential matchup? I like that. So if they were to cut the Gallagher Square, the turf here, just with that, with the pathway, that would make sense more than to have just the circle here. I don't really understand that, because you're taking away seating, right? I don't think people would sit on the concrete, but I do understand like that looks more like for concerts, for like standing room seats for concerts and stuff. And as you can see here in this design, it looks like the seating, right? It's geared towards a concert. It's geared towards that new video board, right? It's geared toward the stage. But I guess I was reading Kevin Acey's newsletter this morning, and he was saying that the Padres, the seats are actually going to be, the seating area, it's actually going to be a little bit better for looking at the field. So maybe this design is not actually like perfect at what they're aiming at here. So we'll see what it actually looks like. But, you know, they have the Tony Gwynn Terrace here. According to Kevin, there's going to be 1,000 more fans able to attend Padres games because of this. Like, there's just going to be more room. And as you can see here with the field here in this corner, the field now, it's kind of blocking potential room, right? Like, it's keeping potential fans from being able to sit and stand over there, right, in that corner. And now you still have the field, but it's in the back. They can keep the field there instead of what do they usually do? They kind of just cancel the ball field for whatever night, when it's beer night or whatever. They just take that away to create additional seating. But now they can have it at the back and always have it there. There's going to be the dog park there. So I like it. It feels like there's going to be more room created here. And I know the Padres, as a business, right, they want more room because it's more standing room only seats that they can sell standing room only tickets, I guess not seats. But like, so now there's going to be like 2 decks pretty much, right? Because there's the party deck, right? Down like right behind center. And then there's going to be this kind of standing room only Tony Gwynn Terrace here as well. There's the concession stand that's going to be there. So I think this is cool. I'm not someone that's at Gallagher Square too often, but it feels like this is a good decision to create more room for fans to be there, because it feels like it could get really crowded with the hill. And so it's going to be a slope instead of a hill. It feels like there could be more room. And then the playground's going to be, let's see, I think I posted a picture. Yeah. The playground here with the bats. So, when the Padres aren't playing in town, fans are still going to be able to come, bring their kids, or just regular San Diegans, even if you're not a Padres fan. Bring their kid, you can play around. So I like that. I guess there's going to be a temporary pickleball court. I was reading that in the Union Tribune yesterday. So I assume that'll be cool. Yeah, and here's the ball field. Maybe it's going to be a little smaller field than what it is now. But, it's still, kids can line up and they'll still be able to have the field here. It'll just be back more. And maybe that'll be better because maybe there'll be less of a crowd, because, again, I'm not at Gallagher Square a bunch, but whenever I was over there and whenever the field was open, it felt like there was maybe a long line. And maybe now that line could be pushed back to the back, and now there's not going to be as much. It's not going to be as jammed at the front of Gallagher Square by the video board. So, I mean, I like it. If you don't like it, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to see your thoughts on here. But yeah, so this seems like it's going to happen after the 2023 season. And if all goes well, we'll be ready for the beginning of 2024.